In this video, we're bringing in a special guest, the co-founder of Whalesync, a tool that might just be the easiest way to sync your Webflow sites with your Airtable bases. Let's dive in. So we are here with Matthew from Whalesync. Really excited to have him on the channel. First, Matthew, could you give us a little bit of information, background, the story of Whalesync and where you're at right now so that we kind of know where we're at with your tool?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks so much for having me on. This is really exciting. To give a little background about us, so I'm the co-founder of Whalesync. We make it really easy to sync data across your no-code tools like Airtable, Webflow, and Notion. Specifically, we let you do two-way sync real-time between these apps. And so just to give a little bit of background, oh yeah, I see a little smile there.
yeah, that's great. I'm excited. I'm super pumped.
Awesome. Well, yeah, just to give the quick background on us, we're a little bit over a year old now. We are a venture-backed company, small team. And basically, we came across this idea because we were trying to build a no-code website builder originally, and just kept on showing that product to people and seeing that, you know, there were some things they liked, some things they didn't, but they showed us their Zapier setups and their Make setups, and they were just, you know, crazy, specifically because they were trying to sync data in two directions between tools. And so we just figured, you know, we can build a better way, an easier way to do that, and that's sort of where Whalesync came in.
So can people sign up right now? Can we use the tool? I mean, where are we at there?
Yeah, so if you go to whalesync.com, you'll see a little get started button. And if you have want to sync data between the tools that we have available today, so that's Airtable, Webflow, and Notion, you can sign up immediately. There's a free trial that you can get going. If you want to request other applications, since we'll be building new integrations soon, so things like Salesforce, Asana, QuickBooks, right? Mention those, and we will put you on a sort of early access list and reach out as soon as those are ready.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to dig in. Let's flip over to your screen and let's take a look at Whalesync.
Okay, so this is the Whalesync dashboard. For the sake of this quick demo, we're going to show how to sync an Airtable base with a Webflow site, specifically how to kind of run a blog from a Webflow blog from an Airtable base. And so very quickly, a little background here. If you're familiar with Webflow, this should seem pretty similar. This is a Webflow site with nothing in it right now, but there are collections for blog posts, authors, and categories. And so once we're done with this, we'll start to see blog posts show up here. Over on the Airtable side, we've got a database, and that's full of those blog posts that we're about to sync. So you can see the name, a slug, images, rich text, right? And as well as tables here for authors and categories. And so really simply, if you come over to the Whalesync dashboard, you'll see a big button that says Create New Base. That's going to bring you to the setup flow. And the basic idea here is you hit Get Started, first connect to your apps, in this case, Airtable and Webflow. All you have to do there is just grab an API key. So let's grab this one here, and we'll pop that in. And for Airtable, we also need the base sharing link. And this link lets us identify that this is the specific base that we want to sync data into and out of.
So then you'll need a paid Airtable account as well. Is that correct?
No, actually, you can use a free account, and that still gives you this API key and base sharing link.
Okay.
Which is, by the way, you know, nice. There's other apps and things that work with inside Airtable that require a paid account, and yeah, with Whalesync, you can stay on the free one. Same idea over here in Webflow. Project settings has a little integrations page, and you can generate an API key from here and copy that in and paste that in. And so once you've done that, this is where you start to get into more of the interesting part, which is it pulls up those data tables that we talked about. So in Airtable, we've got this blog posts, authors, categories, and if we come back over to Webflow, we'll see those same things. And by the way, Kyle, does this make sense so far?
Yeah, I'm tracking. So basically, we've taken our API keys from both Airtable and Webflow, and we've put them into Whalesync.
Exactly, perfect. And so now Whalesync has identified we've got those tables. We're just going to map them to each other. So we're going to say we've got an authors table here in Airtable, authors in Webflow. Those are the two that I want to sync. Here you can choose the direction. And so we have, bidirectional sync
Oh,
set up right there. If we wanted to say, you know what, we only want Airtable to Webflow. We don't want the Webflow changes to come back to Airtable. You can do that as well. But part of the magic of Whalesync, if you're interested in it, is that two-way sync.
that's cool.
Thanks. So you hit continue. We're going to get to the final step of setup here. The basic idea is we've mapped the actual tables together. We now need to map the individual fields. And so from before, I showed that we've got an authors table. Each author has a name. You can just map those together. Blog post, same. We've got category, date posted, image. What you'll probably notice is that these are all mapped for you because the names match. So this saves a lot of time if you are not having to do this one by one. But for whatever reason, if the names don't match across those fields, you can always just do it manually. No problem as well.
I'm noticing, so on the rich text field, it only goes one way.
Yes. So there are certain fields that only go one way. Rich text is one of them. We're actually working on that soon to make rich text two-way. Okay. But there are certain fields that just, are pretty much impossible to make two-way. For example, like a formula field, right? If you have a formula field, you just can't sync that in reverse. But yeah.
And if they're going one way, are they usually going from Airtable to Webflow? Is that generally what's happening?
You can set it up however you like. If in many cases, the one-way ones tend to go from Airtable to Webflow. Just that's how users tend to use them. But yeah, certainly it can go the other way as well.
Oh, so you could switch that that rich text. You could switch that to go the other way.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So again, it depends on the fields. We try to give a little information here about why when possible, but in general, the goal is to make as many of them two-way as we can.
Okay.
You come over here. Once you're done mapping, you hit complete. That's going to bring you back over to the dashboard. There is a little toggle here, and we can just hit that. Gives you some last-minute warnings just to let you know. Basically before you start with Webflow, they're a little finicky, so you want to republish your site. But once you're ready, you turn syncing on. This will start to initialize, give you a little feedback there. And then in a couple seconds, we'll start to see data syncing, from Airtable into Webflow. And so,
Now, do you need to have anything in your Airtable? I've seen some tools. You've got to have the Webflow ID in your Airtable. You need to have the collection ID. Are there any things that you need to do in your Airtable or in your Webflow CMS collection? Are there any fields you need in order to make this work?
Nope. So the thing, that you're talking about, which is totally super common, is often you need to put some sort of an ID field, right? For us, we use those ID fields. We just do it on the back end. And so you don't need to go into Airtable. You don't need to go into Webflow and set up any specific fields. You don't even need a slug field. The only thing you need is a name, because Webflow just won't create new records without a name.
Wow. Cool.
So anyway, the goal there is just, as much as possible, we want to try to make it as simple as you can to get going. And so if we come back to this blog page, if we refresh the page, we will start to see we've got all of these blog posts showing up pretty instantly. So that is the basic idea. I can show you now just very quickly. Everything is synced over, last change synced. If we come into here and we change top 10 albums of all time, let's say we change that to NoCodeCollab is the best, like that. We'll come back here in another couple seconds. We'll see sync just now. We refresh this page, and there we go.
No way. So what's the interval? How often is it listening?
Yeah, so we're instant. We're basically looking as soon as constantly looking to see if we can make any changes, if anything needs to be synced. Our limits are really on the API side. So with Webflow, for example, you can only make one update per second. And so basically I would say on average, if you have, one update, that's going to take 2-3 seconds to come through.
So now if you change this on my understanding is you could go and you could change NoCodeCollab is the best to say, you could change this to something else. NoCodeCollab is 2 exclamations or something.
Is really Amazing. Like that. And we'll publish it. And we'll come back over here. And if we watch this little cell here, give it. Yep.
No way. That's awesome.
So yeah,
okay.
that's the beauty of it. Real-time, two-way sync.
Okay. A few questions that popped in my head.
Yes.
Does this work with e-commerce?
Ooh, soon. I would say Shopify and Webflow e-commerce are two of our most requested integrations. So
okay.
As soon as we start to build new integrations, they're going to be pretty high up on the list.
So this is great for employee, like if you've got an employee directory or blogs like you have here, or products, but e-commerce, we got to wait on that. Okay. Could I now sync another site to this same base?
Good question. So with Airtable, you can. With Webflow, it causes some issues with their rate limiting. So if you set up multiple syncs into this Airtable base, that's fine, but you can't reuse a Webflow site.
Okay, so explain that. Oh, I can't. What do you mean I can't reuse a Webflow?
Oh, sorry. So like, yeah, if you wanted to sync, let's say just for example, you wanted to sync this blog to a second Webflow site, you can. You just come into Whalesync, you'd create a new base, and boom, and now all of a sudden you make a change here, and it goes to two different places.
Yep.
If you tried to do the opposite, which was to set up two syncs between this one Webflow site, that would cause a little problem today.
So if I had two bases that were feeding one site, that would be problematic.
Yeah, and so, but that's one thing we're working on. We actually have some pretty interesting ideas there for how to make this not just two-way, but three-way, four-way, eventually 10-way type of syncing. So that's definitely coming down the line.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so I can have one base, because right now I've got you might have I've got a site where we've got all of our employees, right? And so we put our employees on this website, which is the public facing website. We only want certain information showing on that website, but then we have an intranet where we show a lot more information so that people internally in the company can see more information. We could have one base that then feeds those two sites, and wow, that's cool.
Exactly. And then I'll just say, by the way, that is, as we make that easier and easier with, multiple tools, that is the goal, to create a true source of truth, right? So that you're not copying and pasting data across different places and trying to manage that.
So what is if I put something into my Airtable, is it, once it's synced, is it automatically published right away, or is there a way to do draft mode, or is it like, no, once I make a change, it's published?
Yeah. So today it is instantly published. And so the goal being that you're using this Airtable base as like a true real-time sync, right? But we actually have a feature called Airtable Views. And so just to show you that really quickly, we come in here and edit this base. So after you've set this up, you can click edit, change your field mappings, table mappings, etc. If we take this blog post one here and we change it to a published view, what that'll do is use not just all of the records in my Airtable, but just the ones in this published view, right? So I can edit everything here. This could be sort of like where I work on things, and then when it's ready to go, hit a checkbox, and then that will move it into this published one, and then that's what makes it sync.
Can you go back to the edit base in Whalesync? Yeah. So before you had it as, instead of published view, you had just the whole table, all records. I see. Exactly. And then you just chose a different view. Okay, so that's a great way to kind of do your drafts inside of Airtable. And that, I see, that's great. That's a good workaround, to use views as the thing that's now driving your site. Exactly. So then if you untick that box, it will then remove it from Webflow?
Yes. So if you uncheck this will take it out of your Webflow CMS. There's a little bit of a strangeness with Webflow, which is if that happens, you actually need to republish your site for it to be removed. But that's another thing we're actually working on, and soon that should be just fully automated.
And I think Webflow might know. I was reading something somewhere about that. Webflow might know about this issue or this quirk where removing things you have to republish, and you should just be able to have it removed right away. So
Yeah, they
interesting.
just they just released a feature called unpublish, which should accomplish this. So pretty soon we should be able to implement that as well.
Well, this is fantastic. So now I'm assuming Notion is similar.
Yes, Notion works really similarly. Oh, and by the way, one other one just to mention, once we release Notion fully, right now Notion's in beta. We're hoping to release it fully in the next few days. But that will also enable Airtable to Airtable two-way sync. So if you have two Airtable bases that you want to actually just mimic each other, send to each other, you can do that as well.
Oh wow, that's interesting. And that's different than just having a synced base?
Exactly. So the synced base between two bases lets you sync one direction. So you can make changes here and it'll go to another base. You can go in both ways.
Yes. I've run into that problem.
I love to hear it. We've heard a couple people requesting it, so we're excited to get that one live.
This is great. So are there any other settings or anything else about Whalesync that we should know? Any other tips or tricks that are worth pointing out for people who might be using your tool, or is it really that straightforward?
Well, the goal is to make it really that straightforward. I'll give you one other one that we think has been pretty helpful for people here. And let me just make sure the setting is correct. Yeah, beautiful. So if we turn this back on, we have this little issues page, right? And so right now we set this up beautifully. There are no issues. If we come into our Airtable base and let's say, we forget to create a record and we forget to give it a slug here or name even, right? So we just give this a date. Webflow is not going to like that. It's going to reject this. Say you need a name, you need a slug, right? And so immediately this is going to pop up on our issues page. It's going to tell us, what app this issue is coming from, a little summary of the message. If you click into the details here, this will give you, basically everything you need to go ahead and try to fix this. And so we can come in, give it a name. Now this has a name, a slug.
So you do need a slug?
So you don't have to have a slug. I decided to map one, and so therefore it has it. But if I didn't map it, then it would just get auto created.
Okay.
So now if we come back here, we look at issues again. Now it's gone, and if we come over to Webflow and refresh, this new strange record, now this has a name is here.
Oh, love it. So it helps you debug. Like if there's anything that's going wrong, it's not just the the cryptic code of some sort where you're like, I don't know what a 400 code, and you're like, what? So.
There's so many people that we talked to before we built this that were like, I tried to use this tool, I tried to use that tool, and like it just didn't work. I didn't know what it was happening. It wouldn't sync. I didn't know, and so that's why we prioritize trying to build this pretty early on to make sure that if something's going on, there's a reason, and you can try to figure out why.
Love it. Well, this has been super cool seeing the tool. I assume that with the young company, plans and pricing and everything is probably going to change at some point. So if people want to go check out whalesync.com, and I'm sure all your plans and pricing are all on your website and up to date there.
Yes, exactly. And all plans come with a 2-week free trial. So if you want to come in, test it out, see it working, you should be able to do that pretty easily.
Love it. Well, this has been fantastic, Matthew. Thank you so much for giving us a tour of the tool. It's really exciting. I have a few things that I'd like to try it with, so I will probably be looking at your free 2-week sign up as well. So I'm very excited to give it a shot. So thanks for coming on the channel.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for having me. This was a blast.
Hopefully that demo was helpful and you now have a better idea of how easy it is to sync your Webflow sites with your Airtable bases using Whalesync. So a huge shout out to Matthew for coming on the channel and showing us his tool. Head over to whalesync.com, get your 2-week free trial of their tool. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you at the next tutorial.